Hey, Stella here. Today I'm going to talk about Brian Eno. Brian Eno is a figure that deeply fascinates me. He has had many different roles in his life. He began his music career as a member of Roxy Music.
Lady, if you wanna find a lover.
As a producer, he produced some of the most iconic albums in the 70s. And the 80s. And even in the 21st century. As a solo artist, within 1 year, he transitions from the energetic arts rock style to pastoral and atmospheric instrumentals. He is also a fine artist, an author, an active public speaker, a husband and a father. By the way, he also composed for the Windows 95 startup sound. He's the kind of person that makes you think, what have I done in my life? But in this video, I want to talk about his role of pioneering ambient music and his signature ambient album, Music for Airports.
Came from a specific experience. I was in a beautiful airport, Cologne Airport, which is a very beautiful building.
By the way, Cologne Airport was designed by the German architect Paul Schneider, who is also the father of the Kraftwerk member Florian Schneider.
Early one Sunday morning, the light was beautiful, everything was beautiful, except they were playing awful music. And I thought, there's something completely wrong that people don't think about the music that goes into situations like this. You know, they spend hundreds of millions of pounds on the architecture, on everything except the music. The music comes down to someone bringing in a tape of their favourite songs this week and sticking them in, and the whole airport is filled with this sound. So I thought it'd be interesting to actually start writing music for public spaces like that.
Brian Eno concluded that the music for airports has to be interruptible as there will be airport announcements. It has to work outside the frequencies at which people speak, and it has to be able to accommodate all the noises that the airport produces, and most importantly, it has to suit the mental states for getting on an airplane, flying, floating, and secretly flirting with death.
Because I thought that everything that was connected with flying was kind of a lie. You know, when you went into an airport or an aeroplane, they always played this very happy music, which is sort of saying, you're not going to die, there's not going to be an accident, don't worry. And I thought that was really the wrong way round. I thought it would be much better to have music that said, well, if you die, it doesn't really matter.
When listening to music for airports, I'm quite fascinated by how seemingly simple and minimalist it sounds. The songs are created by layering tape loops of different lengths, and the loops all repeat in cycles that are called incommensurable, and they are not likely to come back into sync again, so these loops all sound very similar to each other, but never exactly the same. I found a picture online that is supposed to be the graphic score of the 4 songs from Music for Airports, designed by Brian Eno. I would be lying if I say I can understand this graphic score, but I assume some of your smart cookies might find it interesting. A while ago, I had a lot of fun playing with an AI image creator called midjourney. So basically, it can create oil painting like images within seconds based on your description. For example, I typed that Donald Trump, Boris Johnson, and Jimmy Savile having a good hair day in Peru, and the midjourney AI created something like this. And also I typed Stella watches a pavement concert in London while drinking Stella Artois and Kurt Cobain eating Kennedy Stinson with Hillary Clinton in Seattle. But my favorite one has to be this one. It's called IEN doing labor during Cultural Revolution in Chinese countryside. This one is actually really cool. It already looks like an iconic album that REM had never made, and it reminds me of Kurosawa's Seven Samurai. Brian Eno has been greatly inspired by the American composer Steve Reich, who released the experimental piece It's Gonna Rain in 1965. It's Gonna Rain adopts a tape loop manipulation technique to create a slowly shifting yet cohesive whole by repeating the same phrase "It's gonna rain, it's gonna rain, it's gonna rain" over and over until the phrase becomes very unintelligible at the end. The whole process was created by Steve Reich, but he did not go through the process manually, if you know what I mean. Brian Eno's ambient albums, including music for airports, are also largely based on this principle of creating a system or setting a rules that once set in motion, it will create music for you. The possibility of sounds is almost infinite. Just depends on how complex your system is. To name it as generative music, Brian Eno also claimed that the future of music has three alternatives: live music, recorded music, and generative music. The other day, I was walking while listening to Brian Eno's album, Apollo, and I found that with ambient music, I achieved a heightened sensitivity to my surrounding. The leaves on the trees were moving more elegantly, the clouds more visible, the people on the streets more enticing. Ambient music is a mood enhancer to the space you are in, where the mundane and everyday life is bypassed with an atmospheric tint of meditation and contemplation. Also, it reminds me that art is within our immediate access. It merely depends on how you perceive what you see and what you hear. And I look forward to the day when there is like a music equivalent to the midjourney AI, when I could just type music for the content feeling after eating a vanilla ice cream on a beautiful summer day, or music for the grumpy feeling after you fall off on the streets by flipping over dog poop. Yeah, and then the music AI will create a kind of fleeting music within seconds accordingly. Then that sounds very cool. Just as Brian Eno said, ambient music is intended to induce calm and a space to think. It must be as ignorable as it is interesting. Okay, so that's about the video, and if you like it, please give a like button down below. Also, you're welcome to share your thoughts in the comment section down below about your favorite Brian Eno album, your favorite Brian Eno era, and things like that. And part of the reason why I made this video is because I have always loved the kind of transitory transport locations such as airports, gas station, train station that signify the end of a former part of the journey and about to start a newer part of the journey. Yeah. And next time when I go to an airport, I would definitely listen to music for airports, and I perhaps advise you to do the same as well. And as always, I want to thank my Patreon supporters. And I must say that this jumper is way too thick for the weather here right now, and I'm sweating. Jesus Christ. Okay, I'm gonna change outfits, and yeah, see you next video. Bye bye.